Before we get started, not all AI is inherently bad. Generative AI sucks because it steals all your data. And no, it's not using up all the water in the world. That's just a myth. But even then, AI is ruining your brain. And I don't mean it just because I don't like it. I mean, yeah, I don't care about the technology anymore. But it's literally turning your brain to mush. And most of you aren't even realizing it. Hey, quick question. What would happen if you don't think? No, really. What would happen to you if you just stopped thinking? Poof, gone, no thoughts, empty head. You don't know, right? But we can get a glimpse of it thanks to your handy dandy LLMs. If you take every thought you ever have and plop it into your flavor of vomit, you're going to get an answer without having to go out of your way. Now that does seem like the future, but you aren't really using your brain at that point, right? So when you stop using your brain for the big thoughts, suddenly you become stupid. Like the definition of stupid. One of the 10 principles of neuroplasticity, which is the science of how your brain changes, is use it or lose it, which basically boils down to if you don't use certain neurons in your brain for a long enough time, they eventually die out, meaning you lose access to those parts of your brain, and you can in turn actually lose the ability of having deep thoughts. AI addiction is an emerging phenomenon which many experts believe is similar to gaming disorder or social media addiction, where people compulsively use AI to the point where it affects their daily life. But unlike social media addiction or gaming disorder, I think this one is much worse. With gaming and social media, you essentially consume what you are given. But with these chatbots, you can mold them to make it stroke your ego in 20 different ways, all will tell you the world's most blatantly wrong information is actually correct. I mean, why wouldn't you go back to the app that tells you you're the most handsomest man in all the land? Cognitive offloading. Not a new term, but one that has been coming up in conversation more and more ever since the rise of these chatbots. This is when instead of using the thing between your ears, you offload every single one of your thoughts to these chatbots and have them do the heavy lifting for you. I'm going to read an article now, so it's gonna get a bit boring, but don't click off. The BBC posted an article titled "AI Chatbots Could Be Making You Stupider," where scientists split students into 3 groups to write an essay, one without assistance at all, one with only Google with AI turned off, and one with ChatGPT. Now let's take a wild guess and figure out which group had the least cognitive activity. I mean, yeah, when you really think about it, the one of the groups could be, it was the ChatGPT group. They had a decrease of 55% in brain activity. But no, that's totally fine. Keep asking ChatGPT what temperature water boils at. I didn't want to afford RAM anyways. And for all the people that say not accepting AI is like not accepting the motor car in favor of the horse, no motor car has caused me to go stupid. I've been at this level of stupid for as long as I can remember. Like I said in the beginning, AI does have its uses, like summarizing huge articles, explaining complex topics in very simple ways, and probably like a million things in STEM. But this is more aimed towards the people who cannot function without asking chat what to do. AI addiction is a very scary phenomenon. I mean, just a few days ago, the internet's resident smart person, Hank Green, stopped making YouTube videos because he got outed for using AI for his research. He started over-relying on AI to make things easier. But if someone as intellectual or portrays himself as this intellectual person can fall down this rabbit hole, what does that say about you or me? Or the people that treat these LLMs as their friends or therapists? AI cannot be your therapist. It makes sense though. When you are feeling down, you can confide in chat. When you want the answer to something that has been left unanswered, AI can conjure up something that kind of makes sense if you don't really think about it. But it is not real and it does not have all the answers. AI is not your friend and it does not have all the answers. Like literally, I think I can go on and on about how bad AI is just for everything it touches at this point. It has enshittified everything. Take the platform that you're watching this video on. Try to search for anything. 9 times out of 10, you will not find what you are looking for. I mean, just the other day, I was just searching for the word Overwatch to find the official channel. Why was the first video not even close to Overwatch and the actual Overwatch channel was like at the bottom of the page? I'm not the first one to talk about AI and shitification, but by God, I will preach it to the high heavens. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I've been making videos for over a year now, and this is a rabbit hole that I fell down into for longer than I would like to ever admit. I would write a script or just be in the middle of writing a script, feed it to an LLM just to get some sort of feedback to make sure I'm not going crazy. I would ask stuff like, what is it missing? Is it good? Does it feel like it's cohesive? And every single time it would start out its response with, this is genuinely good stuff, or you were on the right track. And I would start to feel good about myself and the script that I'm writing, even if it would be one of the biggest duds ever. I would ask services like vidIQ if what I'm writing aligns with my channel and if it would perform well. And when it would say yes, I would always feel good about myself and the script that I'm writing. And with all these thoughts in my head, that statistically, data-driven, what I'm making should work and get 1 million views for some reason, I would release the video. And when it wouldn't perform to my insanely inflated idea of how it would perform, I would have severe bouts of depression, wondering if I should still make stuff, blaming everything on external factors like the algorithm or release timings or what have you. Not the fact that maybe these AIs were leading me wrong, but still, I would ask it again for the next video and the next video, to the point where sometimes it didn't even feel like I was making a video that I would watch, just something that AI told me would work. I started asking it for topics, thumbnail ideas, script drafts, and it all led me down this road where I was just making stuff that statistically could work. Like, hey, one music retrospective worked, so 3 others should also work, right? And I kept deluding myself. I gave these AI so much data that it genuinely disgusts me. Then it's like a switch flipped in my head. Like those neurons that were dying in my head decided to fire one last time. And I actually took pen to paper and researched my thoughts. Researched for myself and found topics that interested me. Stuff that I wanted to make. I didn't need an AI to tell me what I was doing was right or wrong, and it felt like I was breathing again. What I'm trying to get at here with this whole story is that you won't even realize you're addicted to AI. This feedback loop of, oh, you're doing so great, sweetie, gets to you so fast. A majority of people don't even realize they're stuck in this loop. Sometimes you don't need the answer right away. Sometimes it's fun to read through an article and find what you're looking for, instead of AI scraping the data and going, here bitch, damn, read it. I saw this TikTok the other day by Pawns and Kings, which deep dived into Hank Green's AI use and an experience he had with AI that really got me thinking again about this whole AI addiction problem I had just a few months ago. And it made me see it from a different angle entirely.
A couple months ago, I collaborated with a think tank organization that was making a campaign to make people cautious about relying on LLMs. And part of the campaign was using an LLM that they developed themselves. Basically, you agreed to answer 10 questions from the LLM. And the LLM was designed to flatter you endlessly up until the end, in which it would then reveal that you were wrong about all these different things, but it made you feel right because that's what LLMs are created to do. LLM also had the voice of Stephen Fry, who was a part of that think tank. And y'all, I was terrified by how good that LLM made me feel. The way it made me feel so validated and intelligent in the way that it complimented me for my responses, I felt genuinely tingly. And right then and there, I was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
There are people that run to AI to speak their mind or talk to it as a friend, which is just very dystopian. But have you ever wondered why all these people that rush to defend AI like their life depends on it do that? I mean, take Pawns and Kings for example again. His whole channel is built on exposing AI music and music influencers. And almost every time the actual band or the guy who generated these songs rushes to defend them like it's their actual craft. And as he discussed, the reason these people do this is because AI has deluded them to the point where they think that they are making the music, not that it's being generated. Just because they wrote 3 lines of prompts, that they are the actual artists in this situation. AI has given people who never wanted to put the time and effort into actually learning a craft this easy way in. while also stroking their ego every step of the way, which causes them to have this staunch stance against everyone who hates AI. All this time and effort used to prompt max every single Suno or whatever the fuck AI music platform there is now could be used to actually learn a music software or learn an instrument. It is not that hard. And if you do that, you can make the music to your own liking, not hoping that AI generates what you thought in your head. I learned FL Studio by brute force. I love the idea of music production, and that was the first software that came up in my Google search. And about 13 years ago, I downloaded the demo, and I just tried every single feature that software had. I didn't even look at a tutorial for the first few years. And look at me now. Where am I getting at? What am I trying to say to the people that are still watching this video? First of all, I hope most of you realize how bad AI is for your brain before you even clicked on this video. And maybe you can share this to people who are truly addicted to AI and don't realize it. And what my takeaway from my introspection and looking at how reliant on AI I was at a certain point was that you need to believe in yourself. There was quite a few moments where writing this where reflex would kick in and I would immediately copy everything and almost put it into an LLM to ask it if what I'm doing is correct, if I'm going down the right path. But I'm trusting my gut on this one. Nothing I write will be perfect. It won't have the best retention. It won't have the most cohesive and efficient way to convey my thoughts in a linear story path. But it's how I want to convey my thoughts. It is very nice to have validation for your work. It is very nice to have someone you can chat to and get feedback instantly. But try this. Instead of asking Chat or Claude or Grok or Gemini or whatever the fuck, ask a friend. Ask Reddit. Ask your neighbors. Ask fucking anyone. And you will get an unbiased view that has a human touch to it. And that will be 1,000,000 times more valuable than whatever validation algorithm these fucking chatbots use. You can make an LLM switch its thoughts on anything you say with a single prompt. Try that with an actual friend or human. Go on, I fucking dare you. Yes, it's really nice to have this tool that's with you 24/7, that will give you feedback 24/7 and give you the feeling that you're improving your craft even if you're fucking doing nothing. But there's a different sort of satisfaction seeing yourself improve with your own hard work and dedication. Yes, you can use chatbots in a way to ask where you're stuck. Like, hey, while trying to make the intro for this, I asked AI, how do I make some of these effects? And it can give a really concise tutorial. It does have its uses, but don't go to it seeking some sort of camaraderie. People are losing the desire to improve from their own volition. Researching is an art that we are losing day by day. It's almost proportional to the price of fucking RAM these days. But I trust that anyone who is truly addicted to AI hopefully sees this video and just tones it down a bit. Don't just run to it with every problem that you have. Sometimes just sit down and stare at the roof and think for a moment. It'll do you wonders. Thank you for watching. Keep your AI use in moderation. What the fuck did I write? Don't let it get to your head. Use it as a tool, not a crutch. Like and subscribe. And get out.